There we go. You're blessed to be here right now because this is the information that changes situations. This one right here, right? And there's never been one like the one that's about to happen tonight. I guarantee you that. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump right into it. We're gonna kick this thing off with somebody that I am so excited. Ever since this young lady came onto the platform, she's been plugged in. She's been doing everything she's supposed to do, right? Coming to the calls, right? Adding value to the community. You guys who've been around for any amount of time, you know who she is, right? And her consistency, her tenacity towards elevation, is to be admired. She kept running the play. She kept being coachable. She kept being teachable, right? And it's just beautiful to see the fruits of that consistency start to show up. It always works, y'all. I'm telling you, it always works. Every single time it works. And I just don't want to, I don't want to go too much into her story, but y'all drop some congratulations in the chat for my friend, right? Miss Amber Jewel, right? We're going to bring her up to the front, right? We're going to spotlight her. What's going on?
What's up, family?
What's happening? What's happening? Listen, congratulations. You just hit P600, $600 a month residually, $150 a week minimum. And what that means, I want everybody to understand, Amber, you're now in a position to get paid to learn how to master this skill, which you've been having a lot of success on the trading side too, that I'm super excited for you about. And your significant other is involved too now, and he's doing his thing as well. Super excited for him. But this is where things start to get really interesting. When you hit P600, you're now getting paid to learn how to make money while you sleep. It's a beautiful position to be in. But I want to bring you up, talk to the people, because there's people on this webinar right now. They're new. You remember what it felt like to be new. They're new. They're excited, a little bit nervous. I want you to speak to them a little bit about your process, your journey, going from being new, right? And how long you've been on the platform as well. Make sure you let them know that. But I want them to understand your journey. I want them to understand your consistency and your belief. What went into shaping you into who you are today and getting the results that you've produced.
Okay. Ooh, that was good. That was really good. Okay. Okay, family. So first and foremost, thank you, Charles. Thank you, Paris. Thank you, whole administration, Mrs. Christina Dyson. The thought process, I'll start from there. If you question anything is a reason why, like I'll say that. And I can just say, starting from the moment that I was on YouTube and I found Charles's video, I didn't understand, but I understood, if that makes sense. So I messengered him and he responded back within a couple hours, and that was the start of it. We got started with his training system. And when I say even this is still very new to me, I'm just getting used to talking to a laptop. I have to not think about, what the worst can be, which is what we all tend to do. So just learning how to control my mind in this community has really helped me kind of focus on what I want. We ask people, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? During this process, like I had a moment where I was on book club and I didn't even realize what I wanted. It was all about what I needed, so that goes to perspective. The audios, you are what you think. And it's like, it's that simple. It's that simple. But we put so much emphasis. You learn about pride, all of the things that we're conditioned, which isn't our fault, but it just ends up happening because we just are influenced by so many things. So that was like my whole I guess, year of trying to figure out like, what am I gonna do? You know, how is this gonna work? And then something just really started clicking. Like the more that I came to the cause, as Charles said, started to just unravel more and more about myself. And it's still happening. And I'm still learning, and I'm gonna continue to still learning. But P600 is just the beginning. Like that's one thing. I had wrote down some things because this is huge for me. Like it's almost like so many different terror barriers are still consistently being broken down just based on my thought level or based on where I thought I should be in life. And it's like my birthday's in 2 days, like I'm about to be 30. And I'm just like, man, like 30 years just has passed. And I'm just so happy and I'm just so grateful because I have the next who knows what to really give this information. Like this type of information that we have isn't just, you know, as we talk in our Zooms, not just it's not just about recruiting. Like, and if that's what people are thinking at that moment, that's just their thought process. Like, and again, it's not their fault. Like, we just have to make sure we do our due diligence and get this information out to people because it's literally drastically changing lives. And TDL is just another cup of tea. But all in all, guys, like this information is drastic. And that's just again based on perspective. So it's only up from here. So I like, yeah, this is what I wrote down. I was like, that was just like in my head, but I was like, let me just write this down because this is like what I'm feeling right now. And I think I should write this down. And plus I like to read to you guys, but yeah, I'm living in the moment. This feels great. I'm feeling how I make people feel and it's amazing. Like I'm so like nervous, but I'm still pushing through. And then that's a part of a paradigm that I know like I'm still consistently getting through. I read Emotional Intelligence, which is a book, you know, that was given to me based on the information that I got. And it's another thing. It's just all about information. Um, I'm mentally overcoming terror barriers, and it's okay because my awareness and level of vibration are consistently rising. People need this. They don't know it yet. Don't take this for granted, but take advantage. We have a gold mine, guys, and we are literally just sharing information. You have a legacy to build, a last name to represent. The only way people will know around you is if you open your heart and your mouth. What do you want? Write it down, look at it every day, and more importantly, believe. Just believe. Just believe. Okay. Whew, I finished.
Wow. Wow. How long have you been a part of this? I want you to no, come back. Where you going? Come back over here. Where you going? How long have you been a part of this?
Oh, okay. So April 22nd made a full year, so just a little over a year now. So yeah, like it's just a process, but um divine guidance is taking place at all times. So what I'm just saying is it's just gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. Right. It's just gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. And just know that, yo, as long as your level of belief is only rising and not going the opposite way, like law of attraction, law of attraction, like the more nicer I am to people, the more better I feel. Like that's just it. But now I'm in the receiving part, and I think a lot of us tend to struggle with that. I don't want to continue to talk, but it's like, yo, this energy that I'm getting is just like unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. And I'm just like, man, if this is what I'm doing to people, then yeah, it's like a rush. I don't want it to go away. So to do that, I got to make sure that I'm consistently doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's making sure I talk to no less than 7 people a day. People going to hear this information. But yeah, just a year and about 4 months.
I want people to understand your passion because you did something that many people wouldn't do. It's all about your belief, right? You've done everything. Everything. There was a time where you were talking to people about this information and people weren't listening and you kept going. You kept going. And I want everybody on this call to understand that it's nothing wrong with you when people reject this information. Amber knew you had a clear vision of where you were going, where you're going, and you understood your reasons why. That's why you kept going while you were making money the entire time. And the beautiful part about it is now your sister is here. Shout out to Destiny.
Yo, my sister's here, my god brother's here, my fiance's here, my sister's boyfriend's here. It's like we are slowly but surely, we're gonna get this right. Thank you, Laura, who I met in Stop and Shop. Just do a compliment. Just be nice to
Talk
people.
about that. Talk about that, please. Please tell them how you met Laura.
So it was so cool because, I've never had, so family, like I've had a job for 10 years, literally resigned um, this January, and I've never had this type of free time. So it's like, yo, you're encaged without even realizing it, if that makes sense. And it's like, yo, I don't know what to do with the free time. So I don't want to sleep too much of the day, but it's just like, okay, I have the responsibility of the girls. Our Javante at the time was currently at work. So it's like, all right, cool. But it was like I started day shopping. Like I could shop, for the week, but it's just like just shop every day. And every day I did that, I would see Laura. She works a lot, and if it was something that she loved to do, great. But if not, then there's something that I can assist with that, just being able to solve a problem. So I've seen her for a couple weeks, complimented her hair. Like I loved her hair. And yeah, there was one time like I was just asking her questions like, why don't you go get it done here? And she's like, oh, well, I normally go far. And the more questions I was asking, just trying to figure it out, she was just like, I think I am making up excuses. I'm gonna stop. And I was like, oh no, like I was just really just trying to make conversation. But uh, we exchanged numbers at one point, and then I remember when I was in Atlanta, I got a text from her, and she was like, "Whenever you're ready, I'm ready." I told her a little bit about what we did, and she was just like, "I like your personality," and it's like, "Yo, it's just a vibe. Just be yourself. Just be yourself." That took some time for me too, like because I was just so used to feeling like I had to be a certain way. I learned that information here as well. It's like everybody's their own person. So, I mean, yeah, we just influenced a lot. But when you're a leader, like there's just something that's in sync with leaders. It's a blueprint. So just get in line. Yeah, we all leaders. It's just a matter of when. That's it. But yeah, just meeting Laura and just you start to hear about the other people's why, and it's just like, man, we striving. Majority of us are all striving for the same thing. We all want to help our families. So let's just do this kumbaya. Like,
Listen, last question. Last question. You've come to all the Zooms, the Super Saturdays, right? Last year was a year of Zoom babies, everybody joining from Zoom and different things like that. But we just had 3 events back to back. You came to all 3. I want you to talk to them about what the events did for you.
okay, it's like people say it's nothing like being there, but so many people use that like in vain. Like you can't. It's all about the experience, if I can just put it in simple terms. And each experience, being that I heard from different speakers, sometimes I did hear one of the speakers, but it's the impact. Sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it. So when you're in front of the people and you're in sensation and you're in sync and everybody's has the same mind state, there's nothing in comparison to the energy, not even just the energy, just the type of things that you learn. People really give you their struggles. Like I've heard some of the most amazing stories from the dirt to, just the lavish life. And it's like, there is really a side that's really green, that's really amazing. And we have a hard time accepting that because we're just not used to something so free, I guess, if that's what you want to say. But when I went to the Taco Tuesday, which was the event that, just was random. I didn't even know that I was going to go into that event. And I heard, my mentors speak. It was just like, man, like, that's going to be me one day. That's going to be me one day. So get in preparation and get used to speaking to you guys about really what's going on in my mind. Like, it's okay if nobody can relate. Like, now it's just a new idea in the world. Now it's just something, just and my mind is like solving problems. Like, it's just awareness, I think, is my biggest thing that I've taken from this. Because the more I became aware of things, in the beginning, I went through like this emotional phase, like, oh, I'm so stupid. Like, I can't believe I didn't know this. Like, this is crazy. Like, and then I went down a roller coaster of all my family members that was working. It's just like, man, nobody knew this. Like, so putting my mind in a state that I knew I didn't really want to be in, but feeling like I had to figure it out. It's like, man, like, okay, so now this is the present, which is the future, which is the past. What do I want to do? Like, what do I want to do? I want to change the way people see this. We gotta like really swag it out, like, but make sure they hear this information, with all the importance of really what it's doing to people, for people. Like, it's for the people. Like, it's already done when you're helping someone else. Like, it's just little things that we normally wouldn't think. This isn't for the average though. Like, so Outward and the Devil, that book by Napoleon Hill, that did something. It was just the information that I've gotten from this community. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, yeah, I can go on and on and on, just like new memories and thoughts. It's still fresh in my mind, but it all started with me saying yes. Like, who knows what your story from you saying yes is gonna produce? Like, so yeah, man, I'm just so happy and grateful. Like, and I'm just gonna remain that way, stay in that state of mind. Like, keep my head with the things that I want and that I'm going to have. Like, do my best not to be influenced when I'm walking outside, listening to audios in my head on silent, like really in tune with what I want, having a burning desire, like still being passionate and caring for others, of course. But yeah.
Wow. And we're not going to gloss over the fact that you said you don't work no more. We're not going to gloss over that. We are not going to, drop some fire emojis in the chat. We are not about to gloss over that. Wow. Thank you so much.
We don't work no more.
Thank you so, so much. Congratulations on everything. Needless to say, you are an inspiration to everybody here. Keep going, man. Keep going. You and Javante. Javante, I know you on here. You next, bro. You next. And listen, this is what we do. Y'all retired in 365 is a real thing. You can retire in less than a year. And this is another testimony that's living proof. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you so much, Amber. Thank you so much. And
Thank
congratulations.
you.
And we know you're going to be right back up here for P1. Everybody who's here, a part of Amber's team, you are attached to a gym. Everything she tells you to do, she knows what she's doing. Make sure you do exactly what she tells you. Run the play, follow the instructions, because it's only going to get you to the next level. Amber, your growth is amazing. Congratulations.
And thank all y'all for believing in me, because this is just only the beginning. So I'm happy and grateful that it's family, but I'm just also happy and grateful that we really about to run this bag up. Like, but I needed just a little tiny bit of family with me. I was like, I could just get one family member, like, and it's gonna happen. And it's happening. Because I thought it's that simple.
That's simple. That's simple. Congratulations, congratulations. And we appreciate you so much for sharing. Thank you.
You're
Wow.
welcome.
Wow, wow, wow. Did y'all hear that? I hope y'all caught it. I hope y'all caught it, right? So listen, now we're about to get into the training. The individual you guys are about to hear from, he doesn't need an introduction. I want you to understand this individual retired not only himself, but he retired his mother, his father, and his grandmother before the age of 30. That's who you're about to listen to. I want to make that extremely clear. This individual has a heart of gold. He serves at such a high level. Not only is he a seven-figure mentor, but he's actually helped other people hit six figures a year. He's helped countless amount of people retire in less than 365 days. He is a individual that's after the heart of people. He wants people to win. He's always thinking about how to get somebody else to the next level. Whenever I talk to him about his goals, he deflects. He don't talk about his goals. He like, listen, bro, we got to help the people. It's not about me. He always talking about helping somebody else. And that's the type of leader you want to be attached to. Ladies and gentlemen, if I were you, I would have a pen and piece of paper, because every time he talks, nothing but money comes out his mouth. Every time he speaks, nothing but money comes out of his mouth. It's nothing but gems. It's nothing but information that could take you to the next level, right? So I strongly encourage you to get rid of all distractions, get to the edge of your seat, right? Lean into this information that you're about to hear from this future Chairman 750, Mr. Top 5 Lifestyle, Paris Simmons. Can you hear me, my brother?
I can hear you loud and clearly, my brother. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, my friend. Go ahead and spotlight your camera.
Okay. But while I'm doing that, let's drop some fire emojis in the chat for Charles. And then after the fire, drop some crown emojis in the chat for Miss Amber Jewel. Guys, I am excited. Hold on, let me get spotlighted before I get too turned. They're gonna stop playing with Amber. Where we at? Hold on. I am okay, cool. Keep the fire, keep the crowns coming. Okay, I'm tripping. There we go. Oh, I'm on the computer with it. That's why. Keep them coming. Claim host. Bet. Guys, I'm super excited. You know, I sit here and I think back to when I first met Amber. I think back to when she first became a part of this movement. And when I look at the growth, you know, she came to Atlanta, Georgia, okay? And she said, man, hold on. I don't even know. Charles, if you can't claim the host real quick and do the spotlight, I don't know what's going on. They're not really wanting me to be great right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't have any idea. Okay, we're good, money. We're good, money. All right. So, and two, right? And she messaged me and says, I want a link or whatever. So I'm thinking she's down here for family, right? And she says, well, I just booked the ticket down here and hoped that I could get in contact with you. Or she was like, if not, I was willing to go see my mother and my grandmother and just pass time until, like, okay. What we're on right now is an event. Charles talked about how Amber has missed none events. And as you come to these events, I want you to keep this with you. Don't let people know you were at events just by the pictures that you're posting, right? Let people know that you've been to events by the growth that takes place after the events, right? By the transformations that happen after the events. When I look back over the last 12 months, it's very apparent that transformation has happened in Amber's life. And Amber, we're so happy for you. We're so proud of you. You know, I say this all the time. Anytime me and Charles have a conversation about you, it's like two girls on the phone. We are extremely excited, extremely excited. Drop some more fire emojis in the chat. Blow this thing up, all right, man. I'm not even going into the topic tonight until we blow this thing up. This is major, 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 major win for the family. And I'm so turned. I don't even want to do the training no more, right? We can just harp on that for the next 30 minutes. But I'm gonna get into it, ladies and gentlemen. When I look at, for those who don't know me, my name is Simmons. Welcome all new members to the family. And when I look at my life, when I look at my journey in network marketing, when I look at these last few years, you know, what I'm gonna talk about tonight is something that's very critical to my life change, and that's the quantum leap, right? And this training is called U Squared. Look at where you are right now. Look at your skill sets. Look at your bank account. Look at your level of growth. Look at where you are as a person, and just think, where would you be if you were squared? Okay, I'm gonna phrase another way. Let's say your level of success was a 10. Okay, what if that was squared and it was 100? And you see, I look back to 2016 and look at the transformation that's happened over the last few years. 2016, struggling, broke, facing eviction. 20, wow, that 24? Yeah, 12. To going to an event, transforming, coming out of that event, being up around $100,000, right? Then transforming from that point to 7 figures. And, you know, I always talk about this book, and I called Charles yesterday and told him I had woke up randomly. Well, this was maybe Friday. What's the day? Saturday? Sunday? One of those days. Friday, I think it was. It's 8 o'clock. I said, you know what? I want to go outside and get some fresh air. Go, right? And it was Friday. And I hopped in the shower. I got out and I saw my dogs laying down. And I said, they look so precious. Let me lay down beside them, right? I laid down. I blinked and it was 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Now I'm like, Pierce, come on. You got to be more careful, right? You got to be more careful. But when I woke up, my paradigm took over, and my habit was to turn on personal development, because I was like, okay, I fell asleep. I didn't have it on before I went to sleep. So that's just a habit. I turned it on and my shuffle automatically hit on Napoleon Hill's Desire. Okay. That boy Napoleon is cold, right? But in Desire, the stories were so astronomical, I had to run it back. Right now, Desire chapter is probably an hour and 10 minutes long. It was 2 o'clock. I had to get up at 7, 8 o'clock practice, right? But I'm like, I'm up now. Might as well. Turned on Desire. It was so cold, I ran it back like 5 times, right? It would get like 20, 30 minutes. Oh, he is going too crazy. Back to the beginning, right? And then and then Edison hops off the bus, or Barnes hops off the bus with plans to work for Edison. But they talk about how people get off with a desire, right? And one thing that he said that was so phenomenal, but before I get into this training, he said Christopher Columbus, okay, staked his entire existence on finding a new world. And as a result, he found it. He staked his entire existence on finding a new world. As a result, he found it. And it takes me back to 2016 when I was struggling, right? It takes me back to 2016, 6 months after I actually got this book. And I was prepared to do whatever to find a new world, right? Which is what? A new life, which is what? A new bank account, which is what? New networks, right? And stake my whole existence on finding that world. And as a result, I found it. As a result, a quantum leap happened. And as a result, right, it seems like I became an overnight success. Okay. Now, as I read this book, right, I realized what? You become what you think about. People hear that all the time. They don't really understand it. They might get sick and say, Paris, I wasn't thinking about having a cold, right? I didn't think about waking up with a sore throat. I didn't think about, but you really become what you think about. And that's the common denominator between all great men. That's the common agreement between anybody that's became successful, right? Now, let me ask everybody a question. How many of you all believe that you could be a learner, you could do more, right? Than you're doing. You can have a lot more success than you're having if you just try a little bit harder. Drop a 7 for me in the chat. How many people believe that? Right? Really interested, okay? Let's see, we got some 7s coming in. Believe that they can have some success if they try a little bit harder. Right, Charles? Can you still see? Or is not? Because it's acting a little funny on my computer. Somewhat on and off. All right, anyway, we're gonna keep it rocking, right? So I see we got a lot of 7s coming, right? Picture. Man, we about to go somewhere, okay? U Squared is actually a book. It says I'm breaking up. Okay, cool. Can you all hear me now? If so, drop a 1. That was he ain't trying to get y'all. He don't want y'all to hear this information. All right, we're good. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Follow me. Okay. It's just past noon. This is from a passage from the book U Squared, right? And we're talking about quantum leap. So I think it's critical that we have this conversation, right? So let's go ahead and look at this passage, right? This passage says, it's just past noon, late July, and I'm listening to the desperate sounds of a life or death struggle going on a few feet away, right? A little dramatic, but I like where it's going. There's a small fly burning out the last of its short life's energy in a futile attempt to fly through the glass of the window pane. The winding wings tell a pointed story of the fly's strategy: try harder. But it's still not working. The frenzied effort offers no hope for survival. Ironically, the struggle is part of the trap. It is impossible for the fly to try hard enough to succeed at breaking through the glass. Nevertheless, the little insect has staked its life on reaching its goal through raw effort and determination. The fly is doomed, and it will die on the windowsill. Across the room, however, 10 steps away, the door is open. 10 seconds of flying time, and this small creature could reach the outside world it seeks, with only a fraction of the effort now being wasted. It could be free of this self-imposed trap. The breakthrough possibility is there. It would be so easy. Why doesn't the fly try another approach, something dramatically different? How did it get so locked in on the idea that this particular route and determined effort offer the most promise for success? What logic is there in continuing until death to seek a breakthrough with more of the same? No doubt this approach makes sense to the fly. Regrettably, it's an idea that will kill. Try harder isn't necessarily the solution to achieving more. It may not offer any real promise for getting what you want out of life. Sometimes, in fact, it's a big part of the problem. If you stake your hopes for breakthrough on trying harder than ever, you may kill your chances for success. Now, this story to me was so fire. It was so fire. It was so fire, right? And I thought about it, and then I looked at most people, right? I looked at most people. That's why I asked that question, because a lot of people actually are trapped in that, right? And the reason why they're trapped in that is because of what? Their current paradigm, right? Let's take it further. And the current paradigm is what? A mental program that has almost exclusive control of our habitual behavior. And almost all of our behavior is habitual, right? So let's go back to the story I said not too long ago. I want to make sure y'all are following me, right? I said I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and what was the first thing that I did? For those who were taking notes, note takers or money makers, what was the first thing that I did, right? Because it's now a habit. And all of our behaviors are habitual. I turned on self-development. Why? Because I should have been falling asleep to self-development, okay? And so when I look at the paradigms, I think about how deeply it's rooted. One thing that Amber said that was so powerful was the way a lot of us think didn't come from us. The way we move, the way we act, it didn't come from us. So for those of you who have children, or those of you who remember the times when you were a child, right? How many times has a parent asked you, why have you done something? And you said, I don't know, right? I don't know, right? And they say, you know better. And you say, I know. But why did you do it? I don't know, okay? Endless, right? Endless, right? Endless. I know everybody can attest to that, okay? And, you know, a few years ago, I realized that this term that I'm talking about, paradigm, is something that's so deep down, right? It controls us, but people don't understand. So let's go back to that last example I talked about, and let's speed it up some years. You see, most people in life know how to live the life that they want. But the sad fact is they never will, regardless of knowing, right? They never will. They know that what they're doing won't get them to their goals. What they're doing won't get them to that car. What they're doing won't get them to that house. But for some reason, they won't change anything. Why? Because this controls them, right? The fly is so used to running into that brick wall, running into that glass window, right? Even if it sees the door, that it's going to continue running into the glass until what? It dies. Man. Oh my goodness. This information just, it gets me going. It really gets me going, right? It really does. And when I look at that being the case in most people, that's a paradigm that was built from a shorty, was built from children. It's a lot of things that are happening in our lives that we don't really know how it's happening. So to change that, you got to become more conscious. You got to become more aware, and you got to understand a few things about the mind. So we're talking about a quantum leap strategy, but you can't have a quantum leap strategy if you don't know how to get to that number, right? Let's take it a step further. There are 4 levels of consciousness, right? Write these down. You got unconscious incompetence. This is people that do not know that they do not know. That's why it's critical to stay in the information. That's why it's critical to stay on the calls. That's why it's critical to stay around the people who are having success, right? And then you got unconscious competence. Now, Bob Proctor tells a story about how he went from $4,000 a year to $170,000 a year. And he didn't know how he did it. You see, unconscious competent people are usually successful. They just don't know how they actually became successful. And when I look at this industry of network marketing, one thing I want you to understand is we have hundreds of thousands of distributors. 97% of them make less than $100,000 a year. The 3%, right? The 3% of them make 100,000 or more, with a large majority making 100,000 per month. And those who are not making that monthly yet will soon be on their way, right? And the largest majority of those who are making that 3%, that $100,000 or more per year, they've gotten to that point where they're at 10,000, 25, 50,000, but they may not understand, right? So our goal is to get to the last level, which is conscious competence, right? Conscious competence. Now, how exactly do we do that? Okay. It's a few things you got to understand when it comes to changing the paradigm. Look, if you want to have a quantum leap, there are a few things that you're going to have to really identify and fully understand. And first thing is how the brain works to support paradigms. Okay. Number two, which paradigms are erroneous? If you were on Bob Proctor's 5-day challenge, drop a 1. This was, I don't know, month 2, maybe 3, time flies, can't even remember, honestly, right? But one of the first things he had us do was do what? Take a paper and burn every single paradigm, right? Every single paradigm that was not conducive to where we wanted to be, right? Listen, we're talking about what? Quantum leaps right now, right? So you got to figure out what? To change it, you got to understand which paradigms are not conducive to where it is that I want to grow. And then next, you got to understand how to create new paradigms, which will become self-fulfilling prophecies. Okay. Now, let's start with how the brain works. Okay. And I'm not even going to be before you too long. Right. But we're going to talk about a phrase that I believe everybody has had access with. And that's reticular activating system. Okay. And a reticular activating system sorts through 30,000 auditory and visual data that comes through, but only puts focus on that which is relevant. Now, imagine yourself in a crowded cafeteria. Imagine yourself in a hallway with a lot of stuff going on, right? Your reticular activating system is going to screen out information, right? That's relevant to the specific task. That's relevant to your paradigm, or is going to inform you of a threat to yourself or a loved one. Okay. I don't want everybody to understand how this works. It's going to screen out information that's relevant to you, relevant to your paradigm, or informs you of a threat to yourself or a loved one. Imagine yourself in a setting where a lot of people are talking, right? A lot of people are having fun. A lot of people are chatting, right? A lot of people are going back and forth, and somebody says your name. You're going to automatically notice. Why? Because your reticular activating system does what? It screens out the information that's relevant to you, right? But you're going to ignore every single thing else that's happening, right? It's called a scotoma, and it's a block. And so when you change your paradigm, what is it going to do? It's going to automatically block out everything except that stuff that's relevant to your current paradigm. So what does that mean exactly? Why do those 3%, right, that are making $100,000 or more, why are they more inclined to hit $100,000 a month quicker? Because when they're hearing information, what? Their reticular activating system is pointing out stuff that is relevant to them earning 10, to them earning 25, to them earning 50, to them earning $100,000 per month. The reason why we have these calls over and over is because once you get your paradigm to that next level, you're then going to start noticing, okay, that resonates with me, right? You're going to start noticing, okay, these conversations talking about wealth development. I tell people all the time, when I first heard Bob Proctor, I couldn't do it. When I first heard Earl Nightingale, I said, what is this? And why does he sound like that? Right? I had a scotoma. I need you to understand my current paradigm had a scotoma over something that was so small, and I couldn't get past it. Right? And I need everybody to understand because I was there. It was only a few years ago. Right? One thing about men is men don't think. I was like, what? I hear it now like, dang, he's spitting. Oh my goodness, I have never heard it that way, right? And I can listen to it with no problem. But if you don't understand what I'm saying, the change will never happen for you. I need y'all to understand that. The change will never happen for you. I'm giving you all a real example because I don't want you to be like that. It's no telling what information I missed because of that scotoma. Does that make sense? There's no telling what I didn't hear. There's no telling what you're not hearing because of your current scotomas, right? Man. I'm going to tell you all a story about a gentleman by the name of Houdini, okay? Houdini was known for breaking out of locks, right? Anywhere, any place, anytime, lock me up, I'll get out the lock. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care what lock you use. I can get out. But he had two, right? He had two requirements. Number one was that he got to kiss his wife, right? Number two was that it was a curtain down as he was getting out of the lock. So nobody could see what was going on. They could make sure that the lock was secure, everything. They could lock him in, but they couldn't show how he actually got out, okay? This is good. So Houdini, right? Anywhere it was a challenge, as long as it was camera crew, it was there. It was a new bank in London, right? They had a vault. They said, Houdini, we tested it. Nobody can get out of this. Nobody can get out of this, right? Nobody, not even you, okay? He said, all right. Now, what people didn't know is in Houdini's two things, like I said, he could kiss his wife and then he could have his curtain down. So what Houdini would do, okay? What Houdini would do, he had been studying picking locks for 10, 15, 20 years. He had mastered his craft in picking any type of locks. He said, oh, the manufacturer of the locks for the vault at that new bank, I've picked that lock before, it'll be easy. So what they didn't know is when he kissed his wife had a wire in her mouth, okay? She would transfer the wire from her mouth to his. They would drop the curtain. He would pull the wire out and get active with picking the locks. So he's in this bank in London, okay? A minute in, he's not hearing the clicking sounds that he usually hears when he's picking the locks. So he's like, wow, they're about to pull my card. Wow, right? It's over for your boy. It gets to 2 minutes. He like, hold on, big fella. That's it. Like, hey, this career is over, right? It's 2 minutes, 30 seconds. He only gets 3 minutes to pick this lock. And he's like, oh my goodness, I don't know what's going to happen. And he leans on the door, right? He leans on the door as he's trying to unpick the lock, and the door slides open, right? The door was never locked to begin with, okay? And on that day, his paradigm completely changed, completely, in minutes. On that day, he said, I can escape from any lock, right? Anywhere, right? No matter what, no matter how locked up it is, within 5 minutes, right? Or even anything that may be unlocked within 5 seconds. You see, the only lock that was had was on his mind. And he almost missed, right? He almost had to get completely exposed because of the lock that he had on his mind. And I go back to the fly going against the window. The only reason they never make it to that other side of the world is because of the lock they have on their mind. The reason why a lot of people in life, right, though they know what to do, never make it out is because the lock, the barrier, the resistance is within their mind, okay? When that happened, what happened? His paradigm changed, right? His paradigm changed. And after that moment, he was never anywhere close to stumped again. Why? Because the lock on his mind was completely unlocked. And I looked at the 3% in network marketing to the 97%, the people that make $10,000 per month, the people that make $100,000 per month, they don't have any locks on their mind. The way I went from $300 a month to $30,000 a month in a span of 6 to 8 weeks is because I always saw that as a possibility, right? So it's some people on here, frenzy of effort is the jumble mind, right? And so, man. And so I look at, okay, how are we going to have a quantum leap in our life, right? How are we going to have a quantum leap in our business? right? How are we going to have a quantum leap, right, in our relationships, right? Very simple. Step number one, think big. This call is what? Believe bigger, much faster. The name of this training is what? U squared. Think of your bank account right now squared. Pull out a calculator and do the math on that. Think of your yearly income squared, right? Think of all that stuff squared. Think of you, say you're at a 5, right? With your recruiting level, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, square that. And now it's 25 to 10. We got to start thinking bigger, much faster if we want to have a quantum leap, right? If we want to have a quantum leap. I used to look at the charts like I could make $20,000 a day, okay? Before I had a $10,000 day, before I had a $5,000 day, right? And I told Charles all the time, I can't even look at the charts semi-normal now at all because of what I've seen happen, right? $50 to 1,000, 400 to 7,000, 1,500 to 25,000, right? And it's only because of the way I look at things. So you got to look at what are you looking at? How are you looking at it, right? Write this down. Any paradigm can change for the person who believes without limitation. Any paradigm can and will change for the person who can believe without limitation. Without limitation. And so what I'm looking at, okay, how else do we take this thing to the next level? Well, the first part of this call is called what? Believe bigger, faster. Believe bigger, faster. So let's look at the belief portion, right? Let's look at the belief portion. You got to think big and then believe and continue believing while thinking big. You can't let up on that belief, right? So while you're believing, what must you do? You must destroy all doubt, okay? And you got to keep believing because all things are possible to who? All things are possible to whom? He who believes. You see, what is that? It's a paradigm, right? That's my paradigm. All things are possible to he who believes. All things, not some things, not small things, not big, all things, right? And doubt, it can come to your head. You can't stop that, but it can't come into your heart, right? Because from the heart flows the issues of life. And the reason why a lot of people have a lot of issues in life is because of the issues and the doubt that they have in their heart, the fear that they have in their heart, right? That they have in their heart, which controls their vibration. So now you're not what? You're not acting. So now you're not what? You're not believing big. Why do I believe and think so bigger? I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and what did I do? I turned on personal development. Before I go to sleep, what do? I turn on personal development, right? Inside this book, man, hold on. Let me go. Desire was so fire. Desire was so fire. Where we at? Faith, desire. And I got so many. I got so much marking in this darn book. Let me think. Where am I go to? He created a plan to attain the purpose and burn all bridges behind him. Right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk about Barnes real quick. When he went to Edison, when he went to Orange County to work with Edison, right? He said, I'm gonna go into business with him. That is the same thing as somebody going to Cupertino, California and saying, I'm going to work with Mark Zuckerberg and not leaving until it happens, right? They talk about Washington. When they went into war, they burned all the ships behind them. They said what? We're either going to do what? Succeed or perish. And as a result, they won. What if you attacked $100,000 a month that same exact way? What if you attacked chairman that same exact way, right? What if you attack 7 figures same exact way, right? Believe. Let's break down belief. How do you build your belief while you're trying to have this quantum leap, right? Number one, the information that you're receiving. The information that you're receiving is going to build a belief system. Somebody's born, right? My family, they were Christians, right? So my paradigm was what? I'm a Christian. I went to work. I went to church. What did I read? The Bible, right? I wasn't reading the Quran because that wasn't conducive to what I was trying to learn to further, right, my Christianity, and vice versa. Muslims weren't reading the Bible. Why? Because that's not conducive to them furthering their religion, right? So the information that I'm receiving. Number two, the people that I'm around. You want to believe, who do you got to be around? The big dreamers, the big believers, right? I knew when I was coming up, my father was the only person who saw the world like I see it. I love my grandmother. I love my mother. I love my family, but they didn't see life how I saw it. They didn't believe how I believed. They didn't believe in quantum leaps like I believed in it. When I was going from bus stop to bus stop, right? To bus stop, to bus stop. Barely having money to get on the buses to go where I needed to go, right? I saw first class. I saw private. I saw getting where it was that I needed to go, right? But I had to do what? The number two step to furthering your belief system is getting around the right people. The people that you're around are going to affect your belief system, whether you believe it or not. Because if you have people that are not believing in you, talking to you, that's doing what? Going through your ear gate, right? Going through your ear gate. And if it goes through enough, it can do what? Go ahead and seep in the heart. And I said, out the heart flows what? The issues of life. What is one thing that David says? I don't let everybody talk to me at all. Throughout the day, throughout the week, who am I talking to? Those who are believing, right? Those who are believing. Amber Jewel came into this business. What did she do? She went to Atlanta, Georgia to get around who? People that were believing. People that saw what it was that she saw. Listen, this stuff is critical, right? You want to have that quantum leap, you got to do what? You got to be able to believe. But you got to learn how to further and strengthen your belief system. Number three, what do you need? The experiences. Amber got to the events. We saw her in Vegas. We saw her in Atlanta. She came to the events over and over. She was on the book club. She was on Believe Bigger Faster. She was on the IBO calls. She was on the training calls. She was on the opportunity calls. The experience is over and over and over and over. And as a result, people don't know that she went to events only because she posted about the events, only because she was tagged about the events. No, she's transforming after these events. Her level of consciousness is growing. Her level of awareness is growing. And if you want to build your belief, what do you have to have? The experiences. Simple. Go to the car. I was driving with Charles yesterday, right? What did I do? I seen the Benz dealership. Charles, am I lying? Pulled straight over, right? Oncoming traffic. Skirt. I didn't even have time, but I said, I need this 2 minutes. I don't got time to talk to y'all. I need this 2 minutes because I got to keep furthering these experiences. I have to, right? And I walked around the parking lot for 90 seconds or 3 minutes max. And then I got back in the car and went to what I had to do before the post office closed, right? Come on now. Number one, information. Number two, people that you're around, right? Number three, right? Actually, experience is number four. Number three is your environment. My environment, what does it say? I'm making $20,000 a day, right? My environment tells me what? I'm a chairman 25. My family is financially free, right? My spiritual DNA is perfect and that perfection is within me. I begin, and listen, man, I can't even make this up. While I'm talking to you, a reminder just popped up on my phone. I'm a chairman 100. That's my environment. I am unbothered, right? Every encounter is a positive encounter. I radiate positivity and my heart is filled with nothing but love. $100,000 a month comes into my bank account every month, no matter what it is that I do. I create chairman with ease. Information, people you're around, right? Environment, for your experiences. I look at how this quantum leap happened in my life. I look at how I went from me to me squared. I kept going to the city. Rashid Ali, Rigo Cardenas. They said, Paris, come to New York City. Awesome. Went to New York City. My first $3,000 a month. I couldn't make $2,000 in 6 months. I went out there. I met people who made 10 million in a year, 4 million, 5 million in a year. I got the experiences. I saw what was possible, right? I'm with my brother, Justin Owens. He says, yo, look at this. A few months, baby investment account up 80,000. I need the experiences, right? I need the experiences. That's why I stay around people like that. That's why I call people like that. That's why I talk to people like that. People don't really understand. They think this stuff is just he say, she say. This is what I do. This is why I win. So I look at that 97 and I look at that 3%, right? I look when I was on that 97%, when I wasn't making 100,000 a year, right? Nowhere close. I wasn't even making 20,000 a year. Picture that, right? That's jokes right now, right? I could work, I could work for 20 hours, right? But what did I ask y'all at the beginning? Who believes that if they tried harder, they would be a lot further? Man. No matter how hard I tried, that 20,000 stayed 20,000. Why? Because a fly is not going through a window when the door is open. And once I change my paradigm, once I learn, okay, Paris, we got to start working smarter, not harder. When I learned, okay, Paris, we got to get to the right side of money. You're a fly trying to go through a glass window because you're still self-employed, because you're still doing all the work, because your money's not growing for you, right? But if you can find ways to just make it grow for you, baby, you can just go right out the door and breathe in all the air that you want, right? And breathe in all the air that you want. So I'm going to end this thing. I know that we got the infamous Skittles. I'm going to give you all some affirmations you all can start saying to change those paradigms, right? To change those paradigms. And wherever you are, I want you to repeat it with me. Turn your camera on, right? I'm not going to unmute you, but turn your camera on so we know it's real. Repeat it with me, right? I desire dramatic wealth. Dramatic. I desire dramatic wealth. Start saying this all the time. I desire dramatic wealth. You see, what happens is so many people think, you know what? If I can just improve step by step, 1%, 2%, if I can just get a little bit better each and every day, right? Right? Then I'll get to my goal. And though that may be true, why not think if I can skip levels? You see, I wasn't trying to go from 300 a month to 400 a month. I wasn't trying to do that. I wasn't trying to go from 250 a month to 500 a month. I wasn't trying to go to 1,000 a month. I wasn't even trying to go to 2,000 a month. I was trying to win, right? I was trying to get to 100,000. I was trying to get to 1 million. My goal for this year is 10 million. Simple, right? Skipping levels. I desire dramatic wealth, right? Then what's the next affirmation? I am open and receptive to any people and ideas that will help me achieve my goal of dramatic wealth. Follow me. Y'all need to change these paradigms, right? I am open and receptive to any people and idea that will help me achieve the goal of dramatic wealth. You want me to tell you how deep paradigms run, right? Finish the sentence for me. Money doesn't grow on. Where does the money grow, right? Where does the money grow, right? Money is the root of all. Okay. Well, okay. And people hear that stuff over and over. Granted, nobody on this, it's not your fault that you know that, but you know it before I even finish the sentence, right? Let's put some new affirmations into our paradigm, right? Let's remember some of these things and finish these before they even finish, right? Let's keep it going. I am worth, you say the dollar amount, per month, and I love sharing it with those in need, right? We're talking about skipping levels. I didn't believe I was worth 500 per month, right? Well, Paris, if you just double that, you get to 1,000 a month, right? It'll be better than last year, right? You get to 2,000 a month, it'll be better than last year. I came in the joint saying no, 10,000 per month. Well, Paris, you didn't make anything more than 1,500 a month in network marketing ever before. None of that matter, right? None of that matter. Why? Because I desire dramatic wealth. I believe in the quantum leap, right? I am worth $10,000 per month. Come on, Mark. You already know the vibes. Hey, look, because we got Skittles, I'm not even really going where I want to go. We can break down quantum. It's so much, man. Come on, Amber. Listen, what is that though? That's an experience. That's environment that you're seeing over and over and over and over again, right? And over again. And it's going to be a certain point in time where the transformation comes so fast, you don't even know what happened. You don't even know. You're going to blink. You specifically, Amber, you're going to blink And you're gonna be up 7 figures. And you're gonna remember these calls. And you're gonna remember those book clubs. And you're gonna remember that time you came to Atlanta. You're gonna remember that time we went and ate at a Yard House. That's how we ate at Blaze Pizza. You're gonna remember those times. You're gonna blink, you're gonna be a millionaire, right? You're going to be a millionaire. I promise you, it's already done, right? I am worth, and outside of the stuff that we're talking about on this stuff, on these calls, she has it in her wall. She got it in her environment. Look around you right now and say, what is proof that what I want is going to happen? I can show you. You can catch me at any time, and ask me where my proof is, and I can show you at any given time. It's somewhere in close proximity that proves my life is going to be how I want it to be, right? I'm not even talking about how my life is now. That's cute. That's already the past, though, right? We got bigger and better things to do, right? We got Forbes lists to make, right? Come on now. I'm gonna get to you, Charles. I'm done. I'm stepping out the way, right? Through perseverance, I am creating the financial dynasty that I so richly deserve. Through perseverance, I am creating the financial dynasty that I so richly deserve. Right? I don't know who y'all are doing this for on this call, right? I talk to my grandmother all the time. I get fired up when I hear her voice. I talk to my mother. I get fired up when I hear her voice. I see my nephew's face. I get fired up when I see his face all the time, right? All the time. I get fired up. I say, man, when he's my age, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have $1 billion put away for him. By the time he's my age, right? When he's 5, oh my goodness, he's stepping into kindergarten crazy. He's stepping in crazy. What you mean? What you mean? Hey, not that Simmons boy. He not one of them. When he 10, when he 11, when he 12, he gonna be somewhere else mentally. He gonna be sharper than I was. He gonna be smarter than I was, right? He gonna be more ahead than I was, right? Through perseverance, I am creating the financial dynasty that I so richly deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your year. This is your month. This is your day to win. You put this stuff into your paradigm. You start attacking it. How do you change a paradigm? Repetitive self-talk. That's why I look myself in the mirror every single day and say my affirmations, right? And I say my affirmations. I don't always wake up on cloud 9, right? The law of rhythm. But I know, right? My subconscious takes over. Like parents, we got goals to hit. We got things to achieve, right? We got to keep believing. We got to keep saying this stuff to ourselves. We got to keep putting this stuff in our subconscious. We got to keep building this self-image, right? Because your results, right, are always going to be in accordance to what your self-image is, right? And your subconscious, your paradigm controls your habits, right? And all habits, all actions, all patterns are habitual. So I got to do what? I got to work on these habits because my results are also a lagging span of my habits. Get the right habits, right paradigms, say the right things to yourself each and every single day, every morning, every night, every morning, every night, right? Something goes wrong, it doesn't matter. Say it every morning, every night, every morning, every night. You blew a trading account? So what? Every morning, every night. Somebody leaves your business? Every morning, every night. Relationship not going how you want it? Every morning, every night. That friend that you depended on betrayed you? Every morning, every night. Keep speaking what it is that you want every morning, every night. It's not going to have any choice at an appointed time to show up in the physical. That's my time. Paris Simmons checking out. I see you on top of the moon because the sky is never the limit. Charles, the floor is yours, my brother. Skittles is up. We got a lot of big trades coming with crypto, man. Hey, shout out to Charles, Skittles, TDL. I love y'all. Amber, we are so happy. We're so proud of you. Millionaire status is yours. Chairman is cool. Chairman is cute. Millionaire, you're going to be impacting and changing lives all around the globe. I'm so grateful that I had the privilege of watching and even witnessing all the greatness you're about to put into this universe. So love you all. Charles, the floor is yours, my brother.
Jeez. Good Lord. Man. I hope y'all caught it. I caught it. Shoot. Boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I caught that. Man. Y'all, the door was unlocked the whole time. Did y'all catch that? Everything you want is right there. The door, yeah, it's up. It's completely up. It's up and it's stuck. Listen, I ain't even gonna talk too much. That we don't even, nothing needs to be said after that. Sheesh. Boy, I hope y'all caught it. Listen, we have Skittles right after this, right? We're gonna go over the Skittles strategy. But before we do, okay, I want to make sure that everybody understands and knows what's going on. Believe Nation, Orlando, Florida, right? 3-day event coming this July 23rd through the 25th. You want to make sure you got your tickets, right? The events that transformed Amber's life, these are the type of events that you want to come to. What did Parrish just talk about? Building a belief system. How do you build belief, right? The environment, the experiences, the people that you're around, the information that you receive. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is an environment that can give you that quantum leap. This is an environment that can do all 4 of those things at one time. This July 23rd through the 25th, right? This is the information that will change situations. You want to go ahead, go in the Discord chat, in the Discord group, in the announcements section, right? And you can scroll up a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm going to copy and paste it, post it again right now. Okay? This is the information. This event will sell out. I want y'all to understand this. This is our senior mentor, David Imonitier, throwing this event, okay? David Imonitier right now is at about $1.8 million a month, okay? This year alone, from what I know of, he's had 9 days where he's made over $1 million. 9 trading days where he's made over $1 million. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know if you get to talk to or be in the midst of individuals who do that type of numbers on a regular basis. I don't know if you get to be around people like that. But if you don't, this right here, this is give you the chance to be around somebody and learn from somebody who is doing those type of things. You can't devalue these type of events and think that you're going to elevate your life in the manner that Parrish just talked about, right? These webinars, these are cute, right? This information is very powerful, but where's the source of the information? David Imonite right here. I want y'all to understand, right? Anything you hear Parrish say, anything you hear me say, we're getting it from an information source. This is the information source. So if you enjoy this call, what do you think you're going to get at an event like this? Right? What do you think you're going to get at an event like this? Right? I want you to understand where we're going. We're going to a higher level. I'm talking everybody on this call right now who received the message that Parrish just gave. You got $100,000 a month in your future, in your near future. But those individuals, those special individuals, they'll be at this event right here. All right? So make sure you go into the announcement section, grab your ticket. All right? And don't meet me there, beat me there.